Does this sound familiar? You get this itch to create something. So you get all your art supplies out, you sit down, you start making something, and then a week goes by, maybe a month, and you don't go back to it. And then you get mad at yourself because you failed to stick with it. I know that feeling. I know it really well. For years, I struggled to make art on a regular basis. And then in 2019, I was tired of making excuses. I wanted to improve my art skills, establish a creative practice, and become a professional artist. I believed that in order to do this, I needed to paint every day, even if it was only for a short time. I knew I wouldn't be able to achieve that goal without a solid plan, but I also knew that it had to be a realistic plan or I'd fail. So at first, my goal was to make one painting every day for 30 days. But my plan needed more parameters. Part of my problem in the past was that I'd get stuck just deciding what to paint. So I knew that I needed to avoid that in my 30-day project. So I decided to have the subject matter planned in advance. And in talking with my husband about what subject to paint, he said, well, you have coffee every day, why not paint that? And thus began what I named my Cup a Day painting series. Now that I had a subject, I decided to give myself a few other parameters so that I would have fewer decisions to make every day. So first I chose a size and my materials, 4 by 4 inches and acrylic paint on paper. I also thought it would be a good idea to limit my time so that I didn't fuss over making a perfect painting every day. So I limited myself to 1 hour. The next 2 decisions were when and where. I would paint at the same time every day, if possible, and since I didn't have a studio, I was going to just use the kitchen table and leave my art supplies in a cart off to the side, and the easel would be on like the side of the table that we weren't using every day. And then finally, I decided on a process. I would take only 1 photo of my coffee each morning to be painted later in the day. I didn't want to take more than 1 photo because I was concerned that it would just burden me with decisions when I was ready to sit down to paint. At first, I experimented with limited color palette paintings, so 2 colors plus white. And then later I expanded to more colors, but often I would just use 3 colors plus white. I felt that this led to fewer decisions and more color harmony in the small paintings. Each piece of paper could fit 2 paintings, and I even drew out the little 4 by 4 inch frame in pencil before I started. And then when I would finish each painting, I would number and date them. When each page was done, I'd stick it on the wall so that I could document my progress as I went. This is also when I started posting regularly on Instagram, so I had something that I could share every day. By the end of 30 days, I didn't even consider stopping. We had a road trip coming up, so I decided to invest in a tablet computer so I could try digital painting. This then let me keep up with my daily paintings even when I didn't have my acrylic paints with me. The project lasted for more than 100 days, and it really did help me achieve my goal of painting consistently. Years later, I still continue to paint almost every day, my skills continue to improve, and I am a professional artist. I believe the key to achieving my goal of painting consistently was having a plan. Knowing what my subject was going to be well in advance and setting some other parameters saved me from getting stuck with too many decisions each day. It also taught me to keep an abundance of references on hand and to work in a series, but I'll save that for another video. Thanks so much for watching.